Hello? In my defense, I was here like 10 minutes early yesterday.
I'm sorry. That is my fault.
Well, just to say I was 24 hours and 10 minutes early.
Yeah, for the stream, I may or may not have told Allvander that the game was yesterday and not today, so he was prepared. I was not.
Because I was sitting here at like 8 o'clock yesterday going, wow, where is everyone? Why are people like starting ranked games? That's weird. Oh.
Here's a draft link for you, sir.
Pog. What does OME stand for?
I've never known. They have a lot of teams and a lot of leagues, and I've never actually figured that one out.
All right, well, what could it stand for?
Their logo doesn't give anything away either, and their team names are all like nature related. Like so
I'm gonna
OME Tempest, OME Storm.
I'm gonna guess the O stands for Oompa Loompa.
Omelet. I don't think that's right. Oh my evil. Oh no, that's Mickey. That's a troll. Okay.
There is, oh, this is a very old Facebook page. There is a group of League of Legends teams that is Orange Metal Elephant.
Oh.
And, oh god, Gesundheit. That is definitely a League of Legends clip from 2013. Wowee.
I'm sorry.
Gesundheit.
I'm gonna mute for a second and take care of this.
Leaving me to solely entertain everyone. Whatever shall I do? I can continue looking up what on earth OME stands for. All right. Oh no.
Oh, I didn't say that on stream. Apparently OME's mid is subway gapped. We're not sure if that's the restaurant or like a train. They don't actually know. Okay, well, unclear if it's the train or the sandwich shop. That's.
¿Por qué no los dos? They stream now simulcast in Spanish. Yeah, I think my guess is that OME is Orange Metal Elephants.
I don't think that's right, but I also have
That
no
is-
counter-offers, so.
That is the only thing I can find. And it sort of tracks in my mind that it does happen that of all things it is a League of Legends group, so you know. Oh wait, there's a stream link? Where does that go? Does this shed light on anything?
Oh.
No, the only thing that they streamed 8 years ago was a heroic raid in Warlords of Draenor.
I'm trying to find out much more boring ways. So.
Oh, in other news, Anniebots changed their Twitch profile. Annie's hood is now blue.
That's big news.
No,
Oh, I was reading.
the biggest.
I was reading they released an update on the 2023 LCS season. Let's see what they have to say.
Also, apparently they're already getting rid of YouTube stories. Another TikTok clone bites the dust.
There were YouTube stories.
There were. And no one used them, but it was a feature.
To make sure we live up to the quality we promised to fans, we're delaying the LCS season for 2 weeks.
Why?
Oh my goodness. Have you been under a small amount of rocks? Potentially?
Yeah, I certainly haven't been keeping
Okay,
up with like LCS news.
Okay, so LCS is... They decided that they were going to essentially cut amateur funding, right?
Nice.
So
Nice of them.
in response, most of the LCS teams dropped their Challenger League teams, which puts into sharp relief kind of the building an NA ecosystem and also some of the funding for that. In response, the LCS Players Association made a bunch of requests. These include instituting a Valorant-style promotion relegation between LCS and NACL in order to put pressure on it and make teams, actually have to have good players on them. Guarantee LCS minimum contracts for the following year for the 5 players who win the NACL Summer Finals. So basically, having a monetary incentive for being the best team in NACL. Institute a 3/5 continuity rule to provide players on released NACL rosters first priority in maintaining their slots in the upcoming NACL season if the majority didn't continue to compete together. Yeah, that one seems kind of self-explanatory, but for some reason isn't it. And they shoot back with, teams provide greater continuity and structure, therefore we will continue with our policy of slot ownership residing with the organizations rather than the players, which is stupid. Anyway, Riot commit to a revenue pool for player salaries of $300,000 per NACL team per year. Allow LCS orgs to partner with affiliates for cost sharing. That was the demands from LCSPA. LCS didn't reply, so the Players Association voted and almost unanimously decided to go on strike. They're not going to play the first week of the regular season. In response, LCS apparently lowered the rank cap, increased the amount of salary paid to players per game, just to try to get scabs. No one's biting particularly, it seems like. And so now they're delaying LCS for 2 weeks.
Neat.
But yeah, they wanted to address the 5 demands and basically have said none of the 5 are good.
Okay. We see you, we hear you, we just don't care.
Yep. So, very fun.
Oh. Well, in the meantime, that did take us into draft.
That's really good. Anyway, I want to say very proud of all of the LCS players, and even this includes our NACL players on our roster for solidarity with the rest of the pros. That's actually really cool to see across the board, especially for some who might be starving college kids who, the amount of money that it would bring could actually benefit them. But cool to see class solidarity. Anyway,
Yay.
No more politics. We're into draft. It's return to the Middlesticks Crowstorm taking on OME Storm. Radon needs this win to stay alive for playoffs. OME Storm is at 0-5. They're just trying to have some good vibes. Radon first pick Zeri. OME has MF and Vi. We've countered with Lulu and Graves. There's a couple of bans. What are your thoughts so far on this draft? You get to see a Lulu game. That's like a character that you can play. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an enchanter. We get to see Lulu Zeri, our one of our patented ranked duos together. We get to see it piloted by people presumably much more confident at that duo than we were. So that'll be nice. Also, enchanters are back. Oh my god, a Sona? Oh, yes. You know, I've had a lot of opinions about Freak's capability on the balance team. Currently very, very happy. You know.
Yeah, a lot of people are very upset because Yuumi is now a priority pick again. So we'll see where that goes. But for the time being, we have Lulu versus Sona in our video game. We have Zaddox making his return to Return of the Middlesticks as the jungler, playing Graves. One of his more signature champions, so I'm pretty excited to see it. I'm hankering for a Zaddox Lee Sin game, but I don't think that character is very good right now, so we might have to wait on that one. But yeah, anyway, into second bans, we've got Olaf and Annie hitting the bench. No targets at Vbon so far is maybe the most interesting thing. So the Ornn is available.
Also, to your point on Lee Sin, in fact, one of the few junglers that doesn't seem like a total troll pick that is cruising at a negative win rate.
Yeah. They do get rid of his Shen, so more worried about the cross-map action. I don't have a feel. I guess we should preface this with both of us don't really have a feel for the current patch other than kind of rumblings and things. I've played a handful of games, and that's been it on the new patch. Nico ban, let's go. Okay, I know that champ is just bananas busted, so that's probably a good ban.
Yeah, as it turns out, giving them an AoE knockup and stun, in addition to all the weird ways that her camouflage now cancels things, which I still think is the most annoying part. I still can't believe if you're Caitlyn alted, which grants true sight, you can just transform and it eats her alt cooldown. That
whole
seems
thing?
very
It doesn't go on the reduced cooldown?
Oh. I mean, it's per typical Caitlyn alt, I think. If the projectile's in the air, you effectively just end it. Because now you're a minion and Caitlyn alt can't hit you.
Alright, Vbon's Ornn. Syndra locked in for OME is a pretty good all-around mage right now. I'm very curious what X-Craze is going to play now, with Ahri, Annie, and Syndra picked away. I don't know what the big option is. Lissandra is definitely one of the things that he's played. And that should have probably come to mind, and there it is, Lissandra.
Lissandra, my favorite walk cycle in League of Legends.
I don't know that I have a walk cycle ranking.
You don't have a champion that you just really like the way they move?
I have two that I really hate, but apart from that, I don't know that I have one that I like, you know.
What are the two that you despise?
When they fixed, in quotation marks, Zyra's walk animation, she just walks like a linebacker, like she's gonna go tackle someone. That's
true.
Very strange. And then Morgana's. She doesn't know what to do with her hands, and it bothers me a lot just watching her walk, and I have no clue what her hands are just kind of waving out there. Gwen's locked in for OME. That's a good matchup into Ornn traditionally. And I know
sense.
Gwen's pretty strong right now.
What is our fair Gwendolyn sitting at? Let's see. Where are you, Gwen? Where are you, Gwen? There she is. Okay.
Oh, OME stands for Off Meta Esports, apparently. I don't know if that's...
I like orange metal elephants much better.
Sounds very convincing, and this person said it with conviction. I don't know these people, so I'm willing to believe that one. That sounds realistic.
Yeah, I'll say good chance it's true. Oh, what does Poor Professor have to say this time? Apparently Chimmy is bad with Lissandra.
Their ADC told you you're here to watch. Okay, well, welcome. I don't have too much else to say. That was a really weird introduction.
Oh. Did you say it's Zadox or is it Jadox?
Zadox.
Oh.
Zaddy.
What's the H doing? Anyway, 1.1 million mastery on Kazakhs, apparently.
Yeah.
So,
Kazakhs Lee Sin are the two champions that I want to see Zadox play. He probably will not play either. Kazakhs because it'll be banned, and Lee Sin because that's not actually a champion right now.
you know, we could see it. It could happen. Is Graves still doing silly war crimes in the jungle?
I don't know that there's a time when Graves has not done war crimes in the jungle.
It's when he's terrible and no one's playing him at all. He's one of those champions that I feel like you either don't see it or it's 100% pick ban. He has no middle ground.
That champ select music had words to it, so I'm going to assume that it's probably not safe for me to play on stream. So we're swapping to a different one. I don't know. This one, it says it's from MSI this year, and it sounds like it's from MSI because they always go with like more like urban beats and like a grittier. I don't know how to describe it. Branding, I guess. They had like the Defy and everything, like very streetwear.
Yeah, it's the. When are we getting them? Oh, what was not KDA?
True damage.
Yeah, when are they coming back? Ever? Now, what do people not like that skin line?
So this Worlds is in Korea, right?
Yeah.
So there's a shot at true damage being here, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get like rival KDA banned, or if they just push it again and not do like a real musical thing.
KDA boy band counterpart when?
Because like last Worlds there was just a skin line that they came out with, and that was pretty much it. Oh,
yeah,
it was
and it was
Empyrean.
weird.
Yeah, it was Empyrean. And then MSI they came out with Ink Shadow, and I'm wondering if it'll just be like that. There's just another weird skin line that they come out with, and that's the whole extent. We haven't talked about these team comps at all. I don't know how much it matters.
Yeah, well, we have 3 extra minutes.
Oh, okay, that's just the first timer. Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Yep. No, that's why I had no. I'm like, let's fill time, because normally we go through it and then we have like 2.5 minutes left that we have to fill. So, after skipping it last year, maybe we'll get KDA again.
Yeah.
Those skins sell.
I kind of doubt. I feel like they're looking at their analytics and they think that they hit the cap for KDA probably, because it like Popstars was great, and then like the surrounding KDA after that didn't do as well. So I'm wondering if they do like rival K-pop band. I think would be cool.
Very hard.
I want to see how well a boy band would do, like a KDA style boy band. But
I mean, you'd have what? There'd be Ezreal, there'd be Aphelios, there'd probably be Set, who doesn't quite fit the like K-pop aesthetic, but
I feel like you could take Zed and do a K-pop aesthetic, and that skin would sell just in buckets.
True. Also, if you did a K-pop boy band, it would probably just sell. The people who buy skins like those things. I say as a person who buys skins and likes those things.
Yeah, I don't think you have to lean even like super hard into the K-popness. You can make it kind of a hybrid the way that KDA was initially, but that's neither here nor there. You have to make them hot. That's true.
All right, now we can talk about the teams.
There's a minute left. Radon comes in at 2-3, OME at 0-5. This is a really big game for Crowstorm. They need to win to keep their playoff hopes alive, and then they need to win next week to guarantee themselves a playoff spot. You have to stay top 6 out of 10. OME are eliminated. I don't know that there's any beating around the bush there. I don't think 2-5, even if they win out, is a good enough record to make top 6.
So maybe we could see some fun picks potentially. If it comes down to the wire,
picks. We could just see them really try hard, and maybe they're in another league and they're, trying to get some momentum there or something. I don't have a good read. I know OME plays in a lot of different places, but
yeah, potentially. How's MF doing these days on the new patch? Ah, I see she builds Ghost Blade. Doesn't everyone?
that sounds interesting. The other big note that I have about these team comps is OME has a lot of damage.
Yes.
And not a lot of tankiness or survivability. And Radon has the tankiness and survivability.
It's a little... I don't know, MF Sona's a little... I guess... See, I don't know with new items how MF scales, because Sona is typically your, like, the hyper-scaling enchanter, until Milio came along and sort of did it better, but that's long been her niche of, like, if she makes it to late game, she spams her spells and is very good. I guess you have Syndra. Syndra scales well.
Yeah,
Gwen
I mean,
scales pretty well.
They don't scale poorly. I just mean in terms of, like, big team fight tankiness. Like, it doesn't feel like they want a big front-to-back team fight unless your MF Sona combo just goes crazy nuts, right? You kind of want to pick people. You want to split push. You want to play. In Dota, it's Rat Dota. You want to play Rat League of Legends.
Oh, there's Syndra's walks. Like, oh, she did the hand switch. My favorite part.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is... I have been known to walk around and, when I'm home alone, just emulate the Lissandra walk cycle with the hands. But when she stands still, she also looks like she has no idea what to do with her hands. I don't like when she stands still.
All right. I can't think of the word, so I'm just stalling for some reason.
What are we going with? I can try and think of it.
Do you want to give away Alex's location? Do we want to commit some sort of cybercrime against him?
Oh, naturally.
Okay, so his name is Alex 94,536. That's a zip code. Where does Alex live? We also know that he may or may not have used a subway train, so it's probably New York City. Which, narrows it down to only about 1 billion people, so...
See, I was thinking... Well, I don't know. I figured it'd be West Coast. Maybe San Fran?
Oh, is...
I think so.
East Coast is 0?
Well,
I've only lived in the middle of America. I don't have a good scope for
on
this.
the East Coast, my zip code starts with a 0.
Okay, yeah. Then, yeah, he lives West Coast, so he's probably LA or San Fran.
And, I was also going off of, what's it? 90210, the Beverly Hills
Oh,
zip code.
yeah. Okay, so it's probably San Fran.
That's
we could
the
just
other
look this
city.
up.
Yeah, but that's not fun.
Oh.
Then that's real doxing.
Doxing. That was the word I couldn't think of. Okay.
Oh, there we go. If it's just us, making vague guesses and no one can confirm or deny the rumors, it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. Okay, it's San Francisco area. I just looked it up because I confirmed my suspicion.
So confirmed also, I'm a zip code genius. Good for me.
Yeah, that's good scout work. What's happened in this game? Chimmy and Blazing Cake got level 2 early. They got a pretty good push on consideration. Didn't really burn anything though, and the health bars are pretty even. And other than that, not a whole lot's really happened. X-Grays is a little low on mana. That's about the only real thing of note.
Yeah, everyone's about even in farm. We've seen a few little trades back and forth. A good shield on the Sona queue.
Yeah. Both junglers doing full clears. And look at those pings right on top of Zadok's actually. They know about the timing of that Graves clear, and now they're going to see him on vision. That's really well done by OME. They haven't had that much knowledge of him, so this is just, oh yeah, Graves has this approximate clear time. I'm going to ping him right now. That's really well done. If it continues to happen, then we can insinuate other things, but right now we'll give them benefit of the doubt. They did good tracking, they did good homework. And right now you see, again, the junglers just seeing each other right now. King Clifford sees Zadox right there. Gonna take a bunch of damage, has to be a little careful. But, oh, big double stun from Alex. I don't think they can really turn this around, especially with no Q on King Clifford. But, again, they're keeping an eye on Zadox, making sure that he doesn't go completely wild, but now we're going to get the fight. Your mom in Sky is here, but King Clifford is not as he goes down to first blood. Zadox just charging through. He gets the help from X-Craze. Not quite enough damage over the wall, but still putting those red buff procs onto the back of your mom in Sky. And Sona's not very tanky at level 3. Has to flash away from him.
Yeah, that was tragic that they did successfully track the Graves and unfortunately just didn't win that 3v2.
Yeah,
Graves too strong.
I really like the call, though. Like, this feels like the right play and just either the wrong champions or the wrong execution on it. But, man, they had Zadox tracked. They had the 3v2 set up, and Zadox just called their bluff and shot them all with a gun.
Yeah, I think part of that might be the... I don't want to say Sona's the problem, but maybe if you had, like, Leona, or one of those champions with a much stronger level 3, who isn't an enchanter that needs items, you probably do win that.
Well, King Clifford went up to top lane. Not going to find a whole lot on VBon, it looks like, even with Paragax. I'm going to mess up Paragax. I'm going to apologize in advance to Paragax. There's a player named Paragon that we had on our Premier team for a little bit, who had an X instead of an A, or an O in Paragon at the end. So when I just scan that name, I'm going to say Paragon.
Well, you're reported then.
Fair.
According to the stream authorities, can't say names correctly.
I still will say that I'm probably infinitely better than most stream hosts in terms of pronouncing names correctly.
From what I have heard, yes. There have been some interesting ones.
Yeah, there's
historically
some war crimes. Even these players, VBon notably gets his name missaid a lot.
Be vibing. Yeah, I think if I didn't know that it was VBon, I think I would go with Vibon. I think VY in my mind is going to be a Vi.
Yeah, it's unfortunately his name, so it has a correct pronunciation.
Wow.
Or his Vietnamese name, I guess I should say. It's not his actual name. Which is his actual name? I'm going to talk myself into a hole if I keep going. But
yeah.
It's his actual name, but it's not his normal.
It is his Vietnamese name.
Yeah.
We'll say Vietnamese versus English, and then not passage.
A good ult by X-Craze, making sure that he immunes the unleashed power from Alex, and Dragon secured for ROTM. They're up 500 gold or so early on, thanks to the kill. They have the extra dragon. Things are going well. Excuse me, so far for Crowstorm.
Gwen is immune?
Gwen is immune.
She didn't immune anything, but she was in theory immune.
Well, she bought a cult.
Wow.
So I'm really looking to farm this one out. I don't know that she wins this one. Actually,
with he
does if he misses the Ornhorn, but it doesn't matter. The knockup doesn't go through, but VBon gets the clap and takes Paragax down.
But you said like Paragon and Paragax, and now all I can think of is Paragoric.
What?
Which is like a very old medication that is like literally just a tincture of opium. Apparently great, and you can still buy it in Mexico, but you can no longer legally acquire Paragoric in the United States.
Alright everyone, Ollivander, thank you.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's very on brand. Oh.
Ult from Blazing Cake into the... Oh, the polymorph on consideration, knocking him out of the bullet time, and Blazing Cake picks up a kill. And your mom in Sky, I think, gets away... No, he doesn't! Just enough damage from Blazing Cake. Picks up the double kill on Zeri.
That's the Sona life. Zeri is also one of those champions that has that neat, infinitely stacking move speed. So have fun running away.
The polymorph from Chimmy, I don't know how they got vision on consideration. I guess it's because he was ulting, right? Do you get vision?
I don't know. I don't know.
They didn't have a ward in the bush, so that's my theory at least.
No, although polymorph is also weird. It could have been a projectile that was like in the
Oh, he
air.
could have had the E on him already.
Oh, that's always possible too. Hmm.
There's a lot of options. It was a great polymorph though
However
from
it
Chimmy.
happened,
Yeah.
it was an amazing cancel. And was a great distraction from my rant on Paragor. I'm
X-Ray's
sure
looking
everyone...
for the all-in. Does he win this? Oh, he doesn't quite. Alex with just enough damage on the Unleashed Power, and you can see just the target selection. If X-Craze had ulted himself, they both live. But instead opts for the fully offensive ult, but doesn't get it off before the Unleashed Power comes through.
Slightly tragic. Well, yeah, no, she would have... Well, who knows? Maybe X-Rays gets the kill. No, Syndra's flash. They would have just both left.
Did your game just pause?
Yes, okay, it happened at the same time.
Cool.
Yay.
All right, we're back. It was Jover, we're
Good.
Barak.
Yeah?
I'm glad that this is the return of the Middlesticks stream, and I can just say words.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah. Report me to my manager. It's me.
I'd like to speak to your manager. Please come back just wearing a slightly different hat.
I really like that bit in Avatar, where the guy is just every person in the town.
Oh, I love a lot of Avatar, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, great show.
Speaking of the other Avatar, how glad do you think Disney is that the Avatar sequels, like the Blue People movies, are finally coming out? Because they built a whole Avatar theme park.
I have not seen either of the Blue People movies, so I have no opinions on this. Zadok has some opinions on the health bar of your mom in Sky, makes him flash away, and King Clifford's there just to observe for the time being.
Meanwhile,
I don't know that they know that he's there. He maybe could have pulled that onto Blazing Cake, but they were worried that Zadox had stayed. And maybe fortunately he didn't? Fortunately, unfortunately, I don't know. King Clifford's going to try to wrap around and look for X-Craze. In mid, has the ult, gets the full interrupt on the E. He should be dead at the end of this one, but Zadox is just steaming his way in. They do finish off X-Craze. King Clifford in a little bit of trouble now, has to flash away from the smoke screen. Zadox coming through, a couple more autos, gets the collateral damage, not able to find the second kill, but does get the return on King Clifford.
they almost lined up for it. I always forget, what part of Graves all... Okay, it's the initial part that does more damage. In my mind, it almost always feels like it should be the other way around.
Yeah, I don't know that it matters in any regard. I don't think Alex dies regardless in that situation. He needed one more auto on him, but Zadox drops the Rift Herald in mid lane just to...
So, the difference in Graves' alt damage though, between being hit by like the initial projectile and then the like cone explosion is like 100 damage. I don't... I think you're right. I think he would have like lived with maybe single digit.
I think he had about 200 health left.
Okay.
If I had to estimate, I think it was about 200. So I don't know that it's that big a deal, but maybe it was. Maybe that's the big turning point of the game. Regardless, our team's up 1,500 gold. There's a dragon available. It's a Cloud Dragon, so it seems like neither team really putting a big priority on that, although it would flip over the map, which would be fun.
Syndra's one of the streams. I love watching like players who are good at Syndra. It's so satisfying seeing them combo. It makes that champion... She's one of those champions that just looks very nice when she is being especially competently piloted.
Blazing Cake going to be demonstrating one of the new Zeri builds. Go for the Trinity Force. Very fun. Zadox has a Ghost Blade finished up, and King Clifford has his Sunder. If you were looking for the big mythic update. Oh, and X-Craze just buys his Ludens. That doesn't matter. Mage itemization, LOL.
Mages.
They build the same items regardless.
I wonder what our support items are going to look like. Are we getting... looks like we're going towards Mythics. I don't think we're getting the, like, Ardent Rush either way.
I'm kind of curious what Consideration is headed for, actually, with the items that he has in inventory.
Yeah, that's definitely not a Ghost Blade. That's a more traditional ADC Mythic. I think, unless Noon Quiver builds into something weird now.
I don't think so. Maybe it's Storm Razor? I'm not 100% sure. It might as well just be a Kraken Slayer, and we're really overthinking it. King Clifford in a little bit of trouble. Zadox is here, just layering some autos in, but now everybody collapsing in for ROTM. They'll get the double snare. Blazing Cake gets one, Zadox gets another. 2 kills for ROTM. Big stun over the wall. Zadox is going to go down. It's a shutdown for Alex as he picks that one up. And now Paragax teleports in, looking to layer in some of the needle work that he needs. He's immune for the time being, but Vbon is here looking for the Hammer Boy bouncy time. He'll get the knock-up onto MF, and they'll pick up a 4th kill for the fight. A double kill for Blazing Cake, 3 total. And Zeri is 5-0-1.
That's fine. Zeris have never taken over games. That's... Hey, you were right. There's a Storm Razor. There we go.
Sometimes I know what items I'm talking about. Most of the time I don't, but every once in a while.
I'll be honest, I had no idea that Noon Quiver built into Storm Razor now.
If it didn't, I was going to look very stupid, but luckily no one was here to call me out, so... Or no one did call me out, because I was right. I had supreme confidence, and it didn't let me down.
For what it's worth, I just always assume you're correct.
That's really nice of you. Please don't do that.
Well, I should say, I assume that you're more correct than I am. And therefore... Oh, that was also very nice of them to have a large team fight, as I got a coffee ground stuck in my throat and proceeded to die for a minute.
Coffee ground? You're grinding your own coffee out there?
No, I had a chocolate-covered espresso bean.
Oh.
Delicious, but then you get, like, the bit of coffee. And it's, not pleasant on the uvula.
Yeah, quite bitter, I would imagine. Consideration in Your Mom and Sky, just trying to do some funny auto-attacking on the Forge God, and that's about all it's going to result in.
Give him the little tippy-tap.
Orn Gaming.
Orn.
Zadox picked up second Rift Herald at some point and is dropping that in top lane. Now maybe a little bit of trouble, though, as Paragax is starting to get some damage through. They'll teleport Alex in. Oh, he didn't hit the stun. Now Zadox looks for the turn. They have Blazing Cake and Chimmy here, too. These are most of the Fed members of RTM flashing into Alex, able to take him down. In the bottom lane, Vbon just dies because the jungler is here. X-Grace is here, able to turn one thanks to the help from the tower. King Clifford's still looking for the dive. He'll get snared up. The auto. Oh, he doesn't quite get the follow. Your Mom and Sky gets the one auto that he needs to take down X-Craze, but they're not able to really continue the push, and they're losing a lot on the top side.
That was so close to being a 2-for-2 bot. Yikes. Also, Sona autos. Oh, and she got her mythic. We have the Echoes of Helia. Hog.
Yeah, we're talking about supports finishing mythics, and meanwhile, Blazing Cake has bought a Runan's Hurricane. He is very fed.
Yeah, big fan of support mythics.
Oh, Vbon went for Radiant Virtue. That's kind of an interesting Orn item.
Oh, no wonder Echoes of Helia is so good. It also gives you ability power for your base mana regen. Also, important note, all the support mythics have ability haste as their mythic passive now. Which they used to, because they had a big, like, explanation at one point that we balanced supports around ability haste and mana regen. And when they first did mythics, all the mythics had ability haste. And then they were like, no, we're going to make ability haste the Shirelia's mythic. And for the longest time, Moonstone just had its weird little like, oh, your Moonstone passive is also your Mythic passive, basically.
Ooh, Polymorph coming down on the King Clifford. The big collapse again from our RTM, and the Lysandra ult's gonna mean that he's pretty dead. Zadok's has no fear.
He's doing that Graves thing where he takes no damage despite, you know,
Yeah, he built the
not...
funny Black Cleaver item that gives him damage and tankiness. Alex is dead. That's just a solo kill for Vbon.
Oh.
That's something we're very accustomed to seeing here on the Radon stream, so I didn't even think to really narrate it, but yeah. Oh, what's the Radiant Virtue upgrade? I'm not going to hover over it. Do you know what it's called?
I just read it, and I was about to comment on what a cool name it is.
Oh, Primordial Dawn. Oh, boy.
I think that's neat.
I don't know if they updated Yumu's. It used to be Yumu's Wraith Band. So I'm
I
very
bet they
curious to
have.
see that one.
What's the Echoes of Hellia? Not that we'll get to see it this game, but I want to know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember reading it when they like originally had updated it, and I thought it was very funny. So, I'm curious what it is.
Let me go look it up. Let's see.
Oh, chip in a little and take some damage. Oh, King Clifford just smites the big raptor away from Vbon.
Oh.
I think that's going to cost him his life, unfortunately, as Vbon picks up the kill. X-Craze is showing no mercy. He's just in looking for some more damage, but your Mom and Sky with a good crescendo to help stall out the attack from ROTM, but they're still going to continue their pressure in mid. They'll be able to get a tower or two.
I'm a little sad to not have ML fault there, because maybe you actually turn that if when they're in the Sona ult, you have ult up, but alas, it was like 2/3 the way off cooldown at the time. Also, Ornn upgraded Echoes of Hellia is Cry of the Shrieking City.
Yeah.
Which is quite the name.
Yeah, why wouldn't that make sense?
I mean, I guess, does that imply that Hellia is the name of a city and not a person? Because I assumed it was a person.
No, it's the city that's, like, buried below the Blessed Isles.
Oh.
If you read the Ruin King book, you'll get a good idea of that.
So was it there before they were the Blessed Isles, or when they were the Blessed Isles?
Unclear.
Because that's sort of a weird name. No, because...
So...
Well... Viego's
this,
kingdom was Camivore.
Yeah, so it ties into Thresh.
Okay.
Thresh was supposed to be like an archmage, but they find that he has too much ambition, so they send him to the Threshers. And the Threshers are basically these people that just take care of the
bad magic
ruins of
artifacts.
Hellia, basically,
Oh.
which are underneath the Blessed Isles city.
Yeah, I always thought that lore was weird, because nothing about Thresh suggests to me that at any point he was a mage.
Well, he wasn't a very good mage, otherwise he would still be a mage. Zadok's is going to pick up a kill. King Clifford trying to get the initiation done, but it's just not happening for him. Meanwhile, we're watching top laners fighting each other.
Good job, directed camera.
I mean, this is where the damage is happening. As we can see, Crowstorm was somehow able to just navigate themselves out of that situation as well. No further casualties were necessary, and Paragax is going to die. Solo kill for Vbon. Baron is started up. Consideration in your Mom and Sky. Going to take down the mid lane tower. Maybe stick around. No, they're going to head... Just go back. That's completely fair. No contest on the Baron. Does go over to ROTM, and they've got a 7,000 gold lead now.
Yeah, that's it's become a game. Also, why does Graves have this much health? I know it's just Black Cleaver, but I don't like that. That is the only health he has.
All right, here we go. Upgraded Yumu's. It's Yumu's Wake. They changed it. All right.
Oh, that's boring.
I liked Wraithband better.
Yeah, that's Yumu's Wake is. I don't consider Wake like an especially cool word, and certainly not an upgrade over Ghostblade.
Yeah, Ghostblade to Wraithband kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know about Wake.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, it kind of ties into the ghost idea, but it doesn't tie into the blade idea.
I'm trying to think what would be
They
the ideal swap here.
they made they made Yumu's woke. Damn liberals.
First, they turned the frogs gay, and then they made Ghost Blade woke.
And they took Target and Ford and Chick-fil-A. Oh my god.
Chick-fil-A hired a DEI. Now Chick-fil-A's gone woke. I can't believe Chick-fil-A is finally going to get boycotted significantly after all these years and for the wrong reasons.
Well, Christian,
sorry,
we're gonna land onto X-Craze. He's fine. He's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine.
Alex gonna pickle Vivon.
Yeah.
Just warn things.
There's not a whole lot it feels like RTM or OME can really do at this point. They're bleeding out significantly. Their strongest member is Alex. He can get picks, but there's just so many defensive tools now. There's so much health on Blazing Cake and Zadox. You have Zanya's on X-Craze in addition to his ult. The only person you could theoretically just like one tap is Chimmy, and I don't know how much that really gets you.
Yeah, that doesn't feel good if you're using your Syndra ult for the Lulu. And honestly, if you're Syndra ulting the Lulu, I think Lulu just ults herself and shields up and has a good chance of living.
Yeah. 33 seconds on a fourth dragon, which will be the potential Hextech soul for return of the Middlesticks Crowstorm. Yeah, you can see Alex just forced to give up ground right now as ROTM continues the siege.
It will in fact be Ocean Soul.
Oh, it's Ocean Soul. Excuse me. I didn't believe the icon for some reason, even though it's there.
If you saw those big health bars and went, boy, I hope those never go down, Ocean Soul's got your back.
Yeah, no heal debuff as of yet on OME, and no real money to get heal debuff.
Well, they also did that cool thing where they made like all the Grievous items feel terrible.
Yeah, that's also true.
But every time they buff Grievous, they somehow it makes enchanters sad, and like the drain tank fighters seem to escape unscathed.
Ooh, Paragak's doing pretty well here. He's got the third needlework, he's got the snips, he's got the shutdown on Vbon. Dragon gonna go over to Zadox, so now they have Ocean Soul. Zip over the wall, that's gonna be a little enterprising there from Blazing Cake as he's going to go down. Zadok's still alive, doing a lot of damage over the wall. X-Craze in the middle of everything, just soaking up damage. King Clifford's going to fall, but now Paragax is teleported in to try to turn this one back around. X-Craze finishes off consideration. Alex still stuck on the outside. Paragax comes in. My game is just
Ocean
booting
Soul
for some reason over this. The Ocean Soul making so much difference. Zadox is strong. Paragax has found himself in a little corner, but he can't fight his way out. Zadox is dominating, and ROTM wins the fight 4-for-3. My client popped over the top of everything else during the middle of that fight for some reason. I I don't know what's going on.
That's better honor Ocean Soul. We really saw that in effect.
Ooh, Infinity Force.
Infinity Force.
That sounds like a discount Power Rangers.
Yeah, it really does sound like
Zadox might be in a little bit of trouble. Flash forward from King Clifford. Finally has the Q for the Vault Breaker and 1,000 gold shutdown for the Vi. Well, a little overstay from Zadox, but overall doesn't really change the game state that much, even though it is 1,000 gold shutdown.
Oh, it's also the Infinity Edge mythic for MF.
Oh.
Makes sense. That one always feels
Wait, the Trinity Force turns into Infinity Force.
Yes.
Does Infinity Edge also turn into Infinity Force?
No, I hope it turns into Trinity Edge.
Trinity Edge. What are the three things? I don't know.
Sharp, Pain, and Ow.
One of the worst things that Riot ever did was they changed the Trinity Force icon. I guess it didn't make any sense now, but it used to be like you could actually see the 3 items in it: the phage, the sheen, and the zeal that made it up. Now you can't tell the 3 things that make it up. They're just 3 swords for some reason. Baron started up by OME. I don't think this goes super well for them. That big ult from Weebon across the other side. But we're just watching Blazing Cake pop off as he rampages his way through. He's got a double kill. He's got a triple kill. And unfortunately, X-Cray stole his penta at the end of this one. It's going to be a... Oh, nope. It's a full house between Blazing Cake and X-Cray's. Never mind.
That makes it better.
Yeah.
If you're going to steal one, steal 2.
Yeah. Nice full house for RTM, and they'll be able to walk in and take game number 1 pretty convincingly. Not the highest event game, I would say, from either side. It just felt like RTM got a little advantage. They got a big advantage. They got a bigger advantage. They got a bigger advantage, and then they won the game.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was a significant investment into tracking the Graves early and trying to do something, and instead Graves just got first blood off of it.
Yeah,
so it had the adverse effect.
Yeah, I really liked the idea that they had.
It was a
Unfortunately,
great
the execution just wasn't quite to the point that it needed to be. So it's 1-0 for Return of the Middlesticks. They're on match point, looking to close it out. And we'll be right back.
I'll be right back.
All right. Bye. Later.
Get my hair fixed.
Oh, your hair that we're showing on stream right now. Wow, I can't type. Oh my god. There we go. gunshot in this song.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I have my rollers in.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way to successfully achieve peak TikTok hair is 1950s pink rollers.
Is that desirable
Yes.
to have TikTok hair?
It's I mean, last summer I had people asking me if I just graduated high school, so my goal of staving off looking old is working.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I more or less shaved my head, and now I look like I'm middle-aged. Very sad.
I'm gonna hit a quarter of a century in what, like less than 2 weeks, so
That's the beginning of the end.
yeah, I'm having my my early birthday dinner with my friends this Saturday, so
Yeah, no one tell them how old I am. Anyway.
yeah, what, 19? Maybe 20?
Sure.
Less than 50 and older than 10.
That's true, objectively.
You know, there you go. What else does one need to know?
Oh, apparently set 9 leaked for TFT. I'm
Oh,
not going to spoil everyone, but Void, get a placeable Void egg. At the start of combat, it hatches into an unspeakable horror and knocks up adjacent enemies.
I love egg.
I'm very excited about that. I also, my boy T-Hex is coming to TFT apparently.
E-Hex.
Yeah, he's a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Huh.
It's made out of, steampunk stuff because he's from Baltimore.
Oh, is that like one of Heimerdinger's things?
Yeah, it's his 8-drop.
Yeah. I know some Runeterra stuff. Remember when Heimerdinger was released? That's when I think that was like the end when I played that game, and I was like, I don't like this.
Noxus units gain health, AP, and attack damage. This is increased by 10% for each different opponent that you have either conquered in combat or is dead.
Oh. Interesting.
Oh hey, Callista's back in this. I wonder if there's just no skins. Because they're just based on the Runeterra place. These are all base skins?
I was kind of hoping for that. Like, there are so many cool champions and thematics you can do that they haven't explored since set 1.
I mean, it is called Runeterra Reforged, so...
Ho, ho, ho.
I think a lot of people were like, make it set 1, but that last...
We had set 1, but what about second set 1? Honestly, Hobbits had a great idea of how to live your life. Just vibe and eat.
Somehow they're not all, like, super chunky.
Yeah, they're just a little round. But, like, pleasantly.
We're in the
We're
draft.
drafting.
Oh my
And we got
goodness!
a
And we have a
Cosmic
lore matchup. All right. well,
Hog. Hey, we have easy things to talk about in trap. Because don't they have the special, they have some little...
Yeah, if they both
thing.
get to level 16, whichever one kills the other gets additional benefit. Rhaegar gets another stack on his Bonetooth necklace, and Kha'Zix gets his 4th evolve.
You remember the brief period of League of Legends when they did cool things like that? Where they did the Kha'Zix and Rengar one, and the Lissandra Ashe Sejuani one? And then never did them again?
And the Zeri Lulu run back for Cake and Chimmy into
This
MF
time-
Models.
With a naughty lass. Who, you know, as we saw last game, I think if you have that, level 3, level 4, the Scuttle Crab track on Graves, I think Nautilus is maybe turns that in a way that Sona doesn't. Even I, the passionate enchanter apologist, will admit that. You know. So those are maybe the times that your CC bot supports are very good. Lissandra man, though.
Yeah, no return to Lissandra. That leaves Annie up unless this is an Annie ban.
Also potentially Syndra, unless it's banned or picked here.
Going back to the shed, so trying to knock Vivon down a couple of rungs on his personal tier list.
Since they did drop, I think we have all the same... No, we dropped Annie for Ornn. And... Oh, Kha'Zix for Lissandra.
Yep.
Interesting.
So far, these are identical bans for Radon, and then they're going to ban Cinder. So, Annie is the available pick that has escaped through to this point. Will OME take the Annie? Do we care about Annie?
It's very hard. I have no idea what to play. Nico left up, but that's what we dropped for the Cinder ban. There is no Nico ban. We will not see Nico. We'll see Akali. The Akali.
Akali gonna get buffed next patch in celebration of DRX Akali.
I was gonna say, that always means Akali's getting a skin. Interesting, that usually predicts Assassins. Assassins, if they're getting skins, usually get a buff. Champions like Lux, that doesn't happen, their skins just sell anyway.
Shout out to Zika for blessing us with DRX Akali. I think the only one I'm gonna buy.
Yeah, are you looking forward to all the ranked split 2 will come around and we'll get all of the silver Akalis on our team? You're looking forward to that?
I have not wrapped my head around there being a ranked split 2. Poppy and Malphite have been locked in.
I assume Malphite mid.
I'm assuming Malphite mid as well. Mordekaiser. All right.
Okay.
A bit of a different look than last game from a couple of players here. Vbon is much more comfortable on the Poppy, I'm pretty sure. So I'm hazarding a bet at Poppy for Vbon, which kind of defaults X-Craze to the Malphite.
You don't think it's Lulu top?
I don't know about Malphite into Akali specific. I wonder if that's if you flip that, right? And you just try to match up Poppy into Akali and Malphite into Mordekaiser.
Maybe.
Malphite just loses both of those lanes pretty hard. So maybe let's not jump the shark too much.
According to Lolalytics, Poppy, best champion in the game currently.
Okay.
Best top laner Poppy, best mid laner Talon, best jungler Kha'Zix, and best support Emilio.
What's my team comp? Poppy, Kha'Zix, Talon.
Emilio, and the best ADC is Jhin.
Okay, Jhin Emilio. That's not a great team.
I don't think that lineup's especially good, but hey, the numbers don't lie. It's the best.
That's how you have to pick your champions. It's based strictly on win rate.
Yeah, I don't know why people think this whole coaching thing's hard. I could coach an LCS team.
Yeah.
Craft is easy.
You pull up the win rates and you go, I'm feeling like we should probably pick the Talon here. It's
Yeah.
You've never played Talon? It's fine. He's the highest win rate champion in the game.
We're going Talon, Kha'Zix, Jhin. What do you mean they might build armor?
Impossible.
We have Emilio for magic damage.
He does a million magic damage. No one's made that joke.
Well, I was here to look up Akali versus Malphite because I was curious.
Do you think that there's enough data on Akali versus Malphite?
Well, fun fact, Akali apparently a worse mid laner than Teemo according to Lolalytics, so you know.
Akali's win rate is never...
It's almost like mechanically intense assassins should maybe not be the easiest champions to just pick up. Take notes, ARAM balance team.
What if we gave him 20% more damage?
Yeah, it sounds good. You know, I am thinking might not be much data for Akali Malphite mid matchups.
Yeah, I was gonna say traditionally, Akali was picked in the top lane as an okay counter to Malphite because he therefore cannot build armor.
Yeah, Akali has a 52% win rate into Malphite in the mid lane.
Yeah, which is going to be significantly higher because she's got a really trash win rate. So that's going to be like a 5% delta or something, which means that it's a good matchup.
I think it's only about a 4% delta. Also, sorry, I can't stop yawning.
It's not Silas into Malphite, but it's pretty good.
Silas into Malphite's just...
Silas into Malphite is like one of the hardest counters there.
Yeah.
Which is why we saw Vbon win it last week. But, you know.
Yeah, that is one of the handful of like genuine counter picks left. Like there are counter picks.
I miss Old Fiddle into Old Vladimir was unlosable for Fiddlesticks. That was legitimately the hardest counter that has ever existed. You do not get to play the game.
Old Vladimir.
His E just kind of, you'd tap it and it would damage you and just kind of like around you.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
everything else was basically the same, right?
Everything else was basically the same. You didn't get like the Blood Rush passive. It was just regular Q and you go Woda.
Oh, I miss Woda.
But Fiddle can drain you while you're in pool.
Oh.
And could just silence you anytime you tried to walk up or do anything. So you'd silence and then fear, like silence drain and then fear and then drain again, and like Vlad can't win the drain. It's physically impossible for him to win. But
R.I.P. Bouncing Crow.
yeah, now I don't think you can just blind pick fiddle into Vladimir anymore. Times have
try
changed.
it in your ranked game. It's good. I remember the like weird counter of Sivir counters Caitlyn because she autos waves, and that's the way that you outrange Caitlyn.
Yeah, is you don't interact with her, and then anytime she tried to trap anything, you just put your shield the Q. Yeah.
That one's just endeared to me as like a much older style of League of Legends. Like, you know, that's the time where you go back and like look at clips of pros, and now gold players are probably about as good because it just feels like the player base collectively has gotten better together. Because there used to be times even in like LCS that they kind of just had an honorable standstill and auto fight.
Yeah.
And someone just won.
Well, 40 seconds left. Our team's up 1-0. They can close out the series with a win. Just a little bit of an early night. Go back and play Honkai Star.
Oh, that's what I'm gonna do.
I don't know if that's like cancelable, the same way Genshin is.
Cancelable.
Yeah, I mean, if you believe people on Twitter, anyone who plays Genshin is therefore a pedophile.
No. Huh. Interesting. Well, also on Twitter, if you have like an age gap any bigger than 6 months, you're also a pedophile.
Yeah.
So
Now, Twitter's a place that exists.
Twitter is a place where you get some very interesting opinions.
Well, we're loading into game.
We are.
The suspense is over. It is X-Craze Malphite. In the mid lane, he's got Grasp of the Undying, so he's not doing full AP, more than likely, which is a little sad.
You never know. It could be full AP with Grasp.
It doesn't make a huge amount of sense to me, but then again, you are very small.
I'd say I'm very small.
I channeled my tree beard there, I'm sorry.
Oh. Ooh, woo. Please call me small again.
This is identical to what we saw in Game 1. The 3 stack from RTM. They're being a little less aggressive this time, though. Xanax has First Strike, which I don't know if that's interesting or not. I'm going to pretend like it's interesting. King Clifford has Fleet Footwork, which I think is definitely not right. X-Rays gets hooked in. He's very dead. That's First Blood for OME and a stack of the Bone Tooth Necklace for King Clifford.
Oh no. Also Flash for Malphite.
Oh,
did you say that?
Did Flash.
Yeah, he did.
I didn't say it. No, I figured he gave himself up the way that he didn't move anywhere, but...
No, see, he flashed, and that cool thing happened where Nautilus's melee auto attack followed him anyway.
Yeah. It'd be like that sometimes. But yeah, I think Fleet Footwork's definitely actually just a mistake from King Clifford, so his damage output's going to be a little lower than I think he would like it to be.
Let's see, I'll go pull up the, I'll go pull up Lolalytics. The source of all of my information about things I don't know. No, that's the highest win rate Rengar Keystone.
Is it?
Third, and it is like, and it's not a niche thing. Like on 36,000 Rengar games, actually 37,000 people take Fleet.
See, when I play Fleet Footwork junglers, it usually means that I've just missed the Conqueror room. Or I'm playing Graves, which doesn't
He
happen very
takes
often. But
most common is first strike, but highest win rate is fleet.
interesting. I don't have any rationale behind that, so don't ask me. Thank you.
I assume it's just, you know, leap out and now you're fast and have autoed them and healed slightly.
I feel like the heal doesn't matter.
Oh.
Which would mean that, like, phase rush should be just as good, but I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean,
Shockingly
you get
enough,
a lot of other
presence
stuff
of mind,
from being in the
not
trade.
considered good on Rengar,
Ah, surprising.
if you can believe it.
Unbelievable.
Hmm.
Well, not a whole lot happening. As I say that, that's definitely a hook that hit in this game, League of Legends. Exhaust's going to come down under consideration. Blazing Cake's just standing his ground, taking that trade. Another Glitter Lance doing a lot of damage to consideration. They're really just buying time for both junglers to get here, and now neither jungler really wants to be here. So, oh, maybe Zaddox does, but he's going to walk over a ward. So now the information is in favor of OME Storm. He's going to walk in. We're going to get our first Kha'Zix Rengar confrontation potentially here as King Clifford just wants the Scuttle Crab. He lands the Bola on Zaddox, gets the jump over. This is very aggressive from King Clifford. He's got no fear. He gets the root. Alex hits the E. They go in. They take down Zaddox. They'll get the hook down onto Chimmy as well. He misses the flash over the wall, and he'll fall as well. A double kill for King Clifford. He's 3-0 on Rengar.
Well, this is, yeah, the inverse of the last game where, well, this time they didn't quite have the, you know, really good tracking. It was actually just Kha'Zix walked over a ward.
That's
You know, they did the
tracking,
last
though.
time. Yeah, you know, it was a good ward. It means that the ward had real value. But this time, instead of proceeding to lose the 3v2, they just won.
Yeah, they just
we
win
also
the
just-
4v4, which I mean, if there's somebody who probably has to get ahead in this game, it's Rengar in order to be useful. This is a very close fight now. Zaddox is here, big shield onto Paragax, but Vibon is not low, and Zaddox is going to jump over and claim his first victim of the game. So, a little bit of a counter punch there from Zaddox. So he'll pick up a little bit of extra money. Yeah, I think King Clifford has to get ahead, because he's only got one assassin target, like, maybe two. Like, you kill Kha'Zix and you kill Zeri, and that's it.
And even Zeri, you're kind of on a timer in terms of how much you can really burst her. When she has a Lulu, and by the time she has, you know, last game she did get her Titanic still, so she does hit the health break point, and with a Lulu shield and a Lulu alt.
Vibon's doing pretty well for himself on these trades against Paragax, and still continuing in, throwing the buckler in. Oh, he doesn't get the stun, but the extra damage from the hammer shock and the auto follow. That's a good kill. King Clifford now into mid lane. Alex trying to fight his way out. Just throw the auto in there. Yeah, there you go.
Almost, though.
Yeah, I think that was a little more dramatic than it needed to be. I think if Alex just throws the auto in at any point, it was fine. But gonna have to
Yeah, but where's the fun in that?
Yeah. Alright, well, 1,000 gold lead for OME. They're feeling much more confident than last game. You have to watch out, though, for Vibon up in the top lane is kind of got a 2-kill advantage on Paragax, and that can be a very dangerous proposition. Oh, he's even headed mid, so they're going to swap, it looks like, the Poppy into a Kali? Or maybe gank for him? I'm not exactly sure what Vibon's doing. He's just taking a little detour here through mid.
Yeah, maybe they just figured he had the time.
I got it.
It is also, it's a little worrying when the Poppy's ahead, because I don't know that OME has anyone that is especially good at killing Poppy.
I think that's Mordekaiser's job description. More or less.
Well,
But if you get behind, it gets a little hard.
yeah, the MF can build a Kraken Slayer, but Emma doesn't really want to stand there and just trade autos into the Poppy.
Anyway, if you're playing against Poppy, Paragax has showed us a lot of what not to do in terms of taking the second part of the Hammer Shock. That's what does the damage. The first part doesn't really matter. The pin damage doesn't really matter. It's the second part of Hammer Shock. It does percent HP damage. So don't get hit by that if you can. Which Paragax is not to this point that I've seen. What do you evolve? Claws?
I was just ask, what do we think he evolved?
That's claws.
Yeah, those are some fancy claws. Those are name brand claws.
We're done with the Kirkland claws.
We in fact don't have claws at home.
I've rolled over my headset cable with my chair somehow.
Oh dear.
Sorry.
When are we getting a giant enemy Kha'Zix skin? Crabzix, there we go.
Can you really make him a crab that well? Without making him look like Urgot?
You just give him crab claws. As we have learned from nature, everything wants to be a crab.
Yeah, but this is right. So you have to make it a whole skin line. So you need like 5 other champions that can also have
Skarner.
crab claws.
That'll be his like re-release skin. We'll have giant enemy Crabner. You know, I really think of all the like weird skins that should become a skin line, giant enemy crab god is the one.
You're just out here. You know what would be cool? Carcinization.
Arsonization.
Yeah, that one.
Everything becomes crabs.
We must evolve to crab.
Crab people. Hey, maybe that'll be the world skin line. No KDA male counterpart. Crabs.
Crabs. Everything evolved to crabs. Alex has a pretty good shot at a solo kill here. Oh, does get it, just barely underneath the tower. X-Craze almost got enough distance with his flash, but Alex was able to tag him with the second part of the
Nope, we're in Brazil.
perfect assassination. Yeah, did we in Brazil? How far do you send him? You send him to the edge of... Oh! I don't know. It doesn't look like it was a visual bug because he's hitting the minion.
No, I'm going to guess that he travels the full distance and then, like, you know, snaps back to the edge of the actual cage. Maybe.
I
Something
don't know.
like that.
That was entertaining.
Maybe we're just going to cancel the pool party skins and have crab skins. Who needs your favorite waifu in a bikini when you could have a crab?
Yeah, I think that... Poor Jimmy. You could see the decision-making firing, him trying to click around the edge of it, but he just walked back into danger and he was like, I gotta burn the flash. Luckily, he got all the way over the wall.
No, I think that's I assume that's the wiggle when you're really hoping that Nautilus throws out his hook and you dodged it. And then, unfortunately, because you've dodged, now he's just walked closer to you, and his auto attack is also a form of hard CC, because why wouldn't it be?
It's a good flash from Jimmy. It just looks
yes.
Really, yeah.
I see. It's why I hate Nautilus, because that was your choice there. Your choice was flash the wall or die.
Alex is probably in trouble now. Used his E. Zadox has the damage. One more auto. Yeah, he was trying to turn that one around. I don't think that Akali had quite enough bullshit left in the tank to get out of that one. So, first kill of the game for X-Craze, and he's on the board. And the gold lead just slightens back to about 800.
It's a close one.
It is. This
for
is,
now.
It feels like it's been, I don't know, maybe I'm just used to gold games where you just kind of turn the lights off, light Roman candles, and fling them at each other. It just feels like these are low event games at the beginning. Like, oh yeah, not a whole lot's happened. We're just hanging in there. But yeah, gonna get the pin into the wall. Vibon doing pretty well, but now he's in Brazil. Oh my god! The Brazil damage from... So that was just, he got the ISO'd Q plus the extra 10% damage from being in Brazil. Which, I mean, who doesn't get 10% bonus damage from being in Brazil, really?
Everybody hits harder in Brazil.
Yeah.
That's why, what's the...
Did he get spotted?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, maybe that...
Hook's gonna land onto Chimmy. He's very dead here. Consideration gonna get the kill. Blazing Cake able to get out. I didn't see if he was really in any danger.
Did you like the part where Lulu didn't get to move?
Yeah, Zadok's
I did.
drops Shelly in mid lane. That's gonna be able to crash into the tower, it looks like. Will this... Oh! The teleport channel from V-Bond. Meanwhile, the 80 carry 1v1. Oh, Cake doesn't hit his autos, so he's in a little bit of trouble. Hook gonna land onto Zadox, but a big counter ult from X-Craze actually turning pretty well. King Clifford pretty low, but now Akali has the perfect execution. Looking for V-Bond. They'll get 2, they'll get 3. Zadox is low, and they don't quite pull him back in with the claw. Now Chimmy here to try to help turn this one around. Zadox on the hunt, but he gets hit by the Shuriken flip. He'll pull him under tower, and Chimmy takes the kill.
Ooh. That was a spicy kill on the Akali.
Yeah, Zadox was supremely confident in that situation that I would not have been. But plays with the last little bit of his health and is able to get the kill on Akali thanks to his buddy Chimmy. Meanwhile, Dragon going to go over to OME. They get a extra kill, maybe 2 at the end of that one, plus the Dragon. So in a good spot for OME.
Yeah, you know, this is an interesting one.
And now the chem plants bloom.
Yum yum. Reminded me how much I intensely dislike Nautilus and haven't really missed not seeing him for the bulk of a season thus far.
Well, he's got an item that I've never seen before. He's got a Life Well pendant, and he's very
That's the new
fast
component.
thanks to his mobility boots. This is a lot of things happening to Blazing Cake all at once, but no real damage to follow up from Consideration. Doesn't quite have his ult, so does burn the flash, which means that it had the desired result for OME. But
Nautilus is one of those really cool champions that just CCs you for 9 years by himself. Me, a well-known Nautilus enjoyer.
yeah, no rooting advantage for the Enchanter players here on this stream.
I mean, I respect Thresh. I don't respect Nautilus players. And the reason for that is that I can play Nautilus.
Oh.
I simply choose not to.
Hopefully your stream paused at 15 seconds or 15 minutes for about
Mine
2
didn't
seconds.
for once.
Oh, well, I'm going to hit plus eventually and see if I can catch up to you. Meanwhile, Alex hits his ult just to try to escape from a little situation that he found himself in. X-Rays has his ult, but he's holding on to it. No flawless execution now for Alex. And that's going to be it, it looks like. As a corollary, please do not look at my champion mastery. Thank you. Do not see my Mastery 7 Nautilus. Oh my god! King Clifford is dead. He's been deposed.
Yeah, that was a coup d'etat if ever there was one. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't expect the 100-0 burst in that short of a time. Like, I could definitely see him dying in that situation, but not to that degree.
Yeah, that we get the slight, like, oh my god.
Nautilus is... Oh, he's got the flash over the wall. Zadox is just going to chase him. Yeah, now it gets the slow, and he tastes his fear. It tastes good.
That was satisfying.
What do you think Nautilus's fear would taste like? Oh! The steal from King Clifford.
Grab.
Now everybody's just invisible for a brief amount of time.
Oh!
Renew the pleasantry. Zadox just tearing through. He's showing us why Kha'Zix was banned from him. And now Akali is in with the Shuriken flip. I don't know if that's the best. This is...
There's very much a tower.
Chimmy is doing his best. Oh, the trade kill. The one rock auto is able to take that one down. Consideration gets a double kill. Meanwhile, V-Bond and Parallax are new pleasantries in the top lane. This has started to really tilt in favor of Parallax. What is happening? Did he get popped straight in the air? Meanwhile, somehow Blazing Cake just dies. It's an ace, a cross-map ace for OME Storm.
Yeah, that was weird. That time it looked like he didn't go anywhere.
I think he got popped straight up by the ult, but because he was in Cyber Brazil, it like distorted our view of it. So he like popped sideways into the air.
But he shouldn't have, because there was channel time on the ult. It wasn't a...
Did he channel it? It
Yeah.
didn't look like he went anywhere.
You know, I'm willing to believe there might be some glitchy interactions between like Poppy ult and Mordekaiser ult.
Mordekaiser having weird interactions? Say it ain't so.
In my video game?
Oh, it's a 2,500 gold lead for, or a little more. That's 3.5. I swear I do math for a living.
3.
It's 3, just about 3,000 gold lead for OME.
What difference in your predictions?
I
there?
bracketed it and then I got it right on. You know, that's good.
No, just present everything as a range. It is a 2.5 to 3.5k gold lead.
Some big things to watch. Zadox has a lot of the gold for Return of the Middlesticks right now. He's 4-2 and 4. He's finished his Edge of Night, so he's got a little bit of safety now, which is nice for him. Consideration is huge. He's 5-0 and 4 on the MF. It hasn't felt like he's had that big pop-off, but very quietly has been very collecting gold. There's 3,000 health left on this dragon while OME walks in. It's stolen by MF somehow, and now the fight's going to ensue. Zadox gets blown up first. They take down Consideration, but Alex is still alive, and the rest of the health bars just evaporate for ROTM. It's a triple kill for Alex, 94,536.
That was a very close one. Like, that almost went the way of Return to the Middlesticks, and then they didn't quite finish them off, and then received the Akali treatment.
Yeah, it felt like there was a big focus on MF, and then they just didn't have the rest in the tank to help chain through. That's going to change, I imagine, once Zadox gets his wings, if he doesn't already have them. He needs to drink his Red Bull, and then he'll be okay. Oh, Vbon looking for the return kill on Alex. It's a 700 gold bounty on him. If you can track him down, which he can't. He just gets the EOA.
Oh, that was one of those silly recalls.
Oh. As I see it, just a split second after you do, apparently. Worth noting, well, might have a lot more to do here. Zadox tries to scrap it out with King Clifford, takes him really low, but now just lurking on the edge of the fight. Now jumps over for Consideration. Watch the MF's health bar. He stays alive for just long enough to get the trade back. Meanwhile, Chimmy's in Cyber Brazil right now, scrapping it out with Paragax. Alex is able to join the fray. Cake trying to kite away, but he's not nearly as fed as he was last game. It's a double kill for the Akali. Vbon is here with X-Craze and the two Beef brothers just trying to scrap it out, but there's nothing happening there, and it's a quadra kill for Alex. He's got 11 kills on the Akali, and OME Storm now has a pretty commanding lead.
Yeah, that went from a, you know, Akalis are never toothless, but it went from a manageable feeling Akali to terrifying in the span of 2 team fights because Alex has picked up a triple kill and then a quadra kill. So 7 of those 11 kills have come in the last 90 seconds.
Yeah, and it felt like Zadox just didn't quite have the damage that he needed to one rotation Consideration. He's going to get there before the Baron is actually ended, and he's really trying to turn this one around. Gets 1 kill, not quite able to find the second. Paragax is low, but he's burning through with that passive. Oh, he gets the Flash Q to finish off Zadox. Paragax is still alive. Can anybody finish this man off? Now he's finally shut down by Blazing Cake, but they lose Zadox in the process. King Clifford, he's hanging out. Oh, X-Craze can't quite find the unstoppable force onto him, and now getting some autos from Consideration. He's not in a big amount of trouble just yet, but there's no real help coming to him either. Gets hit by the Bola. He has the Ebola, unfortunately. Alex?
You know?
I'm not sure what happened with Alex there, but Blazing Cake is going to be the big beneficiary during that fight. Look at how much gold he's got. That's a lot.
Yeah. You should now take some to try and see if you can fast forward and catch up, because I'm still like 5 seconds ahead of you.
So weirdly, I can't fast forward. Oh, if I click on it, I can. Oh my god, King Clifford. Oh, Zadox is dead. All right, well,
Bye.
that was really weird to happen in 2x speed. I think I'm caught up now because we're returning to normal speed. Baron's starting to go down. Yeah, our team's not on the side of the map, so that'll be OME's Baron.
This went from very close to blown wide open very abruptly. Not that it's unwinnable for Return of the Middlesticks, but it's definitely has become an uphill battle.
It feels like they need a big traditional front-to-back team fight, and instead we're getting these really parceled off fights where it's 1v1s and 2v2s, which is exactly what OME wants to see. They're 40 seconds away from a potential Hextech Soul, which I believe is still the worst one statistically, but still, you can improve your chances of winning significantly by claiming it.
Remember when it was totally broken? When everyone was just Scion passive?
Yeah, that was a time in League of Legends. That was a preseason to be had for sure.
That was one of those. That was one of those decisions I have never understood.
That's fun gameplay when everyone's invisible.
More stealth. People love stealth.
Paragax has a flank, which I don't know how much that matters, but he can just walk into the back and take Blazing Cake out, which I think would completely ruin whatever our TM is trying to do. They're forcing their way in, but now with Paragax in the back, he's found V-Bon, but now he gets surrounded. He'll take V-Bon into the Shadow Realm. So 2 top laners just scrapping it out. V-Bon should live, but on how much health? Oh, none! It looks like he does get him sent away, but the fight gonna break out. X-Craze, oh, a great flash from Consideration. X-Craze is dead. Cake is trying to do whatever damage he can with Chimmy's help, but it's just not really accounting for a whole lot. Cake's still kiting away. There's so low health bars, but Zadox can't enter the fight, and Cake can't finish anyone off.
I would just like to know in what world that Nautilus hook hits that Lulu. Apparently this one, but I'm not happy.
Cake is still here. Alex has the flank on him. It's going to lightning zip over the wall. Does he have the damage to actually take down the Akali? Not when you get the E landed on him. That'll get finished off, and a Hextech Soul for OME Storm.
Chemtech.
Chem Hex.
You really want there to be a Hextech? Oh?
Well, this is the fight we've all been looking for. Oh my god.
Well,
the W from King Clifford deciding that. Also, surprisingly, did he get the thing? Bonus treats. No, that's the other thing. He's only got 4 stacks. Who hasn't he stacked? Everyone's died a lot, so that's a little surprising to me.
Has he ever has he been involved in a kill on Blazing Cake?
If I had to guess, that would be it. Does it tell you? It doesn't tell you. We don't
get
to see who he doesn't have. Yeah.
Also, that 1v1 I think was a Chemtech Soul difference.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you what Chemtech Soul does. So.
I had to read it. It is that when you are below, was it 50%? When you're below a health threshold, you have 11% damage reduction and 11% damage amp.
Oh, yeah. That honestly might have tipped the scales there.
It's actually just well below 50. It's not even a particularly low threshold.
I mean, in a game with so many assassins in it, 50% might as well be dead. So.
True.
Zadox looking to try to make a play, but instead he's going to get Nautilus ulted in return. Alex is stuck in no man's land. That's a good ult from X-Craze, but it just doesn't really have the bite to it that it needs. He's trying to chase down Consideration and at least claim glory for himself, but not really going to happen. Consideration finishes him off. Zadox has to go back to base. Cake, the whole base is just exploding right now, unfortunately, for Return of the Middlesticks, and they're running out of space.
Yeah, the Battle of the Assassins has swung. Mordekaiser also kind of doubling as an assassin, seeing how much damage some of his Qs do. it feels a little illegal.
Yeah, and it looks like OME is going to get out. Ooh, nice flash as well to avoid the pin from Vbon. It's not happening right now. Zadok's is still going to try to force. He gets the slow from the Void Spikes. That's a fun Zanya's pose from Alex. It's
What
fine.
was that?
Nautilus is dead. So one pick for Return of the Middlesticks, but it might just be baiting them into a little bit more trouble. Paragax on the other side gets the flash Q. Now he pulls X-Craze into the Death Realm. He's starting to do a lot of damage to these tanks, if he wasn't already. 512 on the Mace. In goes X-Craze looking for considerations. He'll get popped up by Lulu, but the Zanyas from consideration keeps him alive. Vbon is there to finish that one off. Cake is the last one alive again for Return of the Middlesticks, but King Clifford will see to it. Oh, that almost worked.
God.
I didn't know what the gambit was there from Blazing Cake, but it didn't matter. King Clifford says no, and with his royal authority, they'll take down the base. OME can even the series at 1 and send us to a game 3.
Yeah, we get to see the we get a third one.
That was a fun couple of team comps there, but it was close until it wasn't, I guess is...
Yeah. Yeah, it was it was close until it wasn't.
Oh, you're already here.
Yeah.
Dang, you got the invite before I did.
I'm X-Craze's favorite. Ooh.
I'll report him. The proper authorities.
Port authority to heal.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
I'll be here.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
My son decided to lose his ball. We've been playing with the entire time.
You know, sometimes you just lose your ball.
But, like, he didn't lose it. He just put it under my desk. But, like, he had it not anywhere near my desk.
Object permanence is very difficult. Meanwhile, we're in draft.
We're in draft.
This time,
Wukong.
there's also a Blitzcrank ban instead of Kha'Zix.
And Radon bans Amelia. Interesting.
Oh.
There's a lot of interesting things happening. Zarya's gonna be locked in.
And we're running it back on the Grapes.
Yeah, Graves felt pretty good. I don't know that it's super good into the Wukong, but I mean, it's hard to argue with the result of game 1. Zadox has had good games both games, just wasn't quite able to carry his lead on through in game 2. So, opting for the range champion, a little bit more reliability, maybe.
For the third time, we will have Zarian to MF.
Yeah, I don't particularly see any reason to change that bot lane for OME. It felt like the Nautilus was a good linchpin for them to key on.
Yeah, I'm curious if we see a different enchanter than Lulu, or if we just stick with Lulu. It's, Lulu Zeri, not a bad combination. I would think, like, Zeri Yumi probably even better, considering... Oh. Or we could have Braum. Well, now I'm just sad.
Yeah, a little protection for Zeri in this case.
I guess it makes sense to have the anti-dive into, like, Wukong Nautilus and potentially a top laner that may want to scrap in more.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't think the Braum pick's boring, but, like, I get it. If you're feeling a little uncomfortable in the Lulu matchup, you might as well grab
No
the
enchanter
most defensive summoner.
in my League of Legends game? I hate it.
Vbon could still play his Karma. X-Craze plays Karma and Seraphine. We could still see one. But chances looking a little gloomy.
I don't know, we could have seen the Janna. Apparently very good right now. Poke Janna back. You build you build Echoes of Helia and Mandate and UW people. And queue them. Actually, I'm not sure. What's the current... Is it still Emax? We're probably on WMax. Let me talk about a champion that's not in this game, because I'm sad that she's not in this game.
I'm very curious. So that's only the Shen Open. That's not Shen.
That is definitely not Shen.
That's an entirely different class of champion than Shen. And I'd be very curious to see.
Does X-Craze play Kayle?
That's
Shen.
That is Shen. It's a different champion with a helmet. I can see why you'd get them confused.
They're very similar. They both have E's in their name somewhere.
That makes
both
a lot
have
sense.
swords.
You're needing some magic damage from X-Craze, which is a niche that he likes to fulfill. Syndra
is up. Annie up.
Annie, yeah. A couple of choices.
We could see the
We could see the Fizz. That'd be pretty cool. There's the Syndra.
surprise Cassiopeia pick.
I could see X-Craze playing Cassiopeia.
I was gonna say, see that's my random champion that I believe he would play. It feels like something I'd see him play.
Yeah, we could see an Orianna as well. That's a little boring, but we could see.
Does he play Victor? Could we see a Victor? We lost the Victor.
I'm not sure.
Oh, there's the Olaf that has been banned in the previous games. We dropped Olaf for the Milio and then banned Gwen and Mordekaiser instead of Olaf. Now we'll see.
Oh, I was about to say it right before you covered it. Ah! I should have said it slightly earlier. I would have got all the points.
Hey, you got all the points from me. You said it slightly before it appeared on my screen. Oh, that's not Vex.
Silas is interesting.
Oh,
the Nico.
she's here.
Is she though? Is this Nico in the room with us currently?
How does it? Hey, can you cancel Nautilus alt if you transform into a minion?
No. You definitely still get knocked out by that. Is the way I would assume it works.
See, but that's how it should be with Caitlyn alt once it's already targeted you, but instead it just ends the Caitlyn alt.
But you'd have to specifically have the minion thing.
Yeah, but I mean, it could be anything. You also can't Nautilus alt jungle camps.
I guess that's true.
Or honey fruit, for that matter.
You can be honey fruit?
You can turn into plants. You can be a Blastco.
I haven't seen that one yet. So.
You haven't seen Nico turn into a migrating honey fruit?
No.
The one thing I've noticed, I don't know if it's only, I haven't seen it in-game. In the clips I have seen, the honey fruit is sometimes facing the wrong direction.
Oh.
You know, I was gonna say, you haven't messed up Paragax's name once after saying you probably would, but by saying that, I probably jinxed it.
Yeah, I mean, part of me pointing it out is an effort to try to not mess it up. But yeah, now that you've mentioned it, it's Doom. It's Jover.
But we could be Barak.
We could be Barak, but it's definitely Jover.
Oh gosh, I feel like I need a shot of espresso. No, I don't think I've ever heard Gwen's ban quote before.
I don't think I've heard it now, because apparently my client sounds are very quiet. So that's a little sad.
I couldn't tell you what she said. It was something like, my scissors don't bite, or whatever. The or whatever actually a part of the quote, in fact.
No, why not? My scissors don't bite.
Oh. I'm still so sad I don't get a single enchanter. At least I get to see Nico. Bring back the Sona Lulu matchup. Show me the Janna Yumi matchup.
You can tell we've entered the tired time, so I haven't. Oh, we get the Professor insights on OME. Allegedly, Consideration has 1.6 million mastery on Katarina.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, playing MF this game, so he's also bad with Kha'Zix.
Fortunately, I am trying to reconnect to League of Legends. Apparently,
Oh. Well,
I don't know how that works with Spectator.
As long as they have Spectate on, which they should because it's a tournament code, you should be able to rejoin off of me, or if you have any of the guys added.
I have X-Craze, but then... Oh, there we go. I'm fine. We're good. We're okay.
Yeah. Paragax is great with Olaf, which he is playing this game. Great with Renekton and Cassante. I haven't seen the Renekton or the Cassante, which is a little disappointing.
Interesting to me that it's Consideration who has all the Katarina mastery.
Yeah,
I
1.6
registered-
million mastery on Katarina.
That's a lot of Katrinka games.
Yeah, and has been playing nothing but MF.
Despite also being great with Kaisa.
Yeah, thank you for not sponsored, but could be.
Casper mattress sponsor when?
You know,
I would like a free mattress.
Yeah, I'll shill for some money at this point. Like, I'm not about it.
See, that's why you do. That's why you want the Casper mattress, not for money. Just get the free mattress.
We did just order a new bed, so it's exciting times. This is what you get excited about when you turn 30, by the way.
See,
My wife and I are like beyond excited for this bed to be here. So
I really want a new bed, and I'm only 25.
oh
I'm
no,
only
it's
24.
happening.
I know the changes are coming.
Soon you'll have a favorite pan and you won't know why.
For my, I already noticed some of my friends. Well, no, we're still at the. If we have a party, we're still like up until the small hours. But I'm waiting until the day that it hits like 10 or 11. We're all like, well, time to call it a night.
Yeah, I was up till 1 a.m. this last weekend, and that was a lot for me. I was very tired. I'm still very tired.
2 a.m. is my normal bedtime.
I can't live like that. I would actually just physically die immediately.
Did you do anything fun over the holiday weekend?
Not really.
Oh.
Nothing I want to talk about on stream.
Okay.
Not that that's like a big secret. It's just more involved than I want to be. You know.
No, you just living out your second life as an international hitman. We get it. You probably shouldn't let that be traced back to you.
Yeah, that's clearly it. I'm very.
Admit nothing. As your lawyer, admit nothing.
We're on to the Rift for game number 3, Summoner's Rift, where you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave.
Is Summoner's Rift the Hotel California?
It isn't not Hotel California.
So are you on to the Rift? Because I'm in the load-in screen.
I am on the Rift, and now I'm paused.
Okay, now I'm on it, but like paused with them standing on the base. There we go.
Interesting.
Okay,
There might be enough information here. I'm going to throw up a pause screen until we get a little bit more info here.
that is an odd Shen sword. It's very sharp. Okay, there we go. I'm caught up to the pause now. The real pause.
I just looked over. So the ball we've been playing with, it's like a foam ball inside, not foam, but it's a ball inside another ball. It's called a jolly ball. My wife is yelling at me right now. So it's got these openings that he can like put his leg through. He put his leg through it. Sometimes he walks around like that. We call him Pirate Kale because it just sounds like he has a peg leg. In this case, he had his leg through 2 of the holes and then his face in the other one, and he was walking around like that while I looked over at him. My son's never going to college is the long and the short of this. We're on to the Rift. Here we go. We took a bathroom break right after the loading screen, apparently. There's a 5 stack for our TM, so we actually have to pay attention here as we get the unpause pause now at 31 seconds, which I'm saying for the benefit of my co-caster, hopefully.
Yeah, no, it's okay. We're all caught up. We're on the same time.
All right.
Everything's good.
Well, hopefully this will resume at some point, but this is scary-looking hammer blow from Return of the Middlesticks as they hit in with 5 people. They don't have the best level 1. The hook going to land onto Zadok's immediately. The Tangle Barbs come through. It's a big taunt from V-Bon. They've got King Clifford low, and they'll take him down for first blood. The flash over the wall from Your Mom and Sky will get him out to safety. Oh, they're still going to continue on collapsing. Flash Winner's Bite, and he's going to give himself up. A double kill for Blazing Cake to start the game.
That feels like a promising start. And you were talking about not the greatest level 1, but they do have Braum. Arguably one of the best support level 1s.
Yeah.
Well, it's the best in terms of if you get to actually scrap and proc the passive.
Yeah, I think
which
the most interesting skill selection was V-Bon taking E there. That's gonna be a little rough, especially into Olaf early on. But he's not looking to do much other than farm in that lane anyway, because he's Shen into Olaf, so.
Speaking of, that Olaf is perched in Tribrush.
As much as an Olaf can perch, he is perched for sure. Oh, he's wrapped around. Is he going to see Shen now? Okay, there's the ping coming down from Shen, but he's fine. Just a little bit of a mistiming almost from Paragax. I think he was expecting Vibon to stay with Zadox into his second camp maybe and ambush them there, or see that they weren't doing that. I'm not 100% sure why he left his perch. Meanwhile, X-Craze hits level 2 and just takes a huge chunk out of Alex. A lot of damage coming down onto him underneath tower. And somehow Vibon won a trade at level 1. It's not going to last, but...
Oh, that was a stun.
This feels dangerous here at level... these early levels from all sides almost. Now, level 2's hitting the bottom lane. Not a whole lot really traded there, but the threat of it exists, you know? That's what matters.
That is
King
also
Clifford's here. The stun gonna land from Alex. A lot of damage coming down. X-Craze just tries to turn. Doesn't quite hit the Tangle Barbs. Now has to flash away. Red Buff doing a little bit of work, but he'll be fine, as it turns out, after all of that. Just takes a little chunk of damage and uses his flash for the gank.
It was an exchange. This is also a level 2 Zeri with Sheen, by the way.
Ah, well...
You know, sometimes you just get a double kill at level 1, and then you enter the laning phase with a Sheen.
Yeah, you know, you're starting.
Yeah. It's just ARAM.
Oh, Jimmy fishing a little bit for the winner's bite. Not gonna find it. Well, King Clifford's up in top lane. This is going to be a little bit dangerous now for Vibon to try to navigate. He's being taken by red buff. Yeah, not even gonna bother flashing. The ghost expended from Paragax, but kill going to King Clifford is they're on the board now for game number 3.
Oh, I'm sorry, I should be offering commentary. I just keep yawning. Oh, did he get it?
I'm not sure who got that. He did! X-Craze just stole that one away from him with the Tangle Barb.
Nico, Nico, Nee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the big analysis we're paying you for.
Yeah, it is. That's why you pay me the hefty salary that you do.
Yeah. Chimmy is in a lot of trouble. They're just trying to buy time for Zadox to get in. Dash forward from Blazing Cakes. He can't get the autos down that he needs for the stun, but he doesn't need it. He just gets the straight kill. And your mom in Sky is dead as Zadox takes him down at the end of the line.
And you know what that
so
probably
close.
was? A Sheen diff. That was a fight where the Sheen damage absolutely mattered.
Yeah, for sure.
I wish that I knew all the champions' quotes well enough that I could just make my entire analysis simply quoting the champions.
I feel like that works okay for some champions, but it just gets lost for some of the others. Like, Zeri's been out for a while, but can you pick out a Zeri quote? Do you know a Zeri quote? Yeah, see, it's just not happening. Like,
I'm sure she makes some, like, dumb electricity puns. She says, I am lightning when she ults.
that's true. Okay, we got a Zeri quote, but like, if
know
you
who
were
has-
talking entirely in Zeri quotes, I don't know that people
Say,
know.
I am lightning. Which honestly sounds more like a Zareth quote.
I am a surgeon. Consideration is dead. Blazing Cake's able to take him down. He just zips on forward, and your mom and Sky can't defend him. 4-0-1 now for Blazing Cake, as he's got his Hearthbound axe, which for some reason he took away from the Hearth. So
Is in fact on a 6-minute rampage. I guess I should clarify a rampage. Oh? No, not quite. You know who has fun quotes to say? Syndra.
wait, the clone recalls too?
Clone does everything now.
Dang.
The clone is there for maximum shenanigans.
Oh, King Clifford, speaking of clones, has decoyed his way into this bush. Zadox is here and going to get spotted, and King Clifford just gives himself up after getting into that position, but it's just going to chase Zadox away. He got his Scuttle Crab, so I don't think he's particularly worried about it, but just kind of funny. He invested the time and the effort into getting into that bush, and then was like, ah, there's Zadox, get him.
He's on the scuttle. I guess Blazing Cake and Shimmy did appear to be they appeared to be freezing and not that interested in pushing out anytime soon. So
Top laners
good dodge.
just doing things. Yeah, that was a really good dodge, and actually the grass proc from Vbon means that he's just fine in that lane, which is not how this lane is supposed to go by any regard.
No, which is good because it's looking like currently letting the Olaf through, dropping that ban this time around, isn't punishing them at this point.
Yeah, Paragax, of course, will heal back up, and it'll start to look like it was an okay trade, but the fact that he has to back off for a second and cede a minion wave to Vbon is reasonable news. And now, as long as he keeps track of his shield, well, now might be in a little bit of trouble. We'll see if Paragax feeling brave, but Dragon going to go over to return the Middlesticks, which is a good sign for them. They were in control of all the dragons in game 1, lost control of all the dragons in game 2, so feels like a big indicator of where we're at in the game.
Alex, in game 1, and again, very good with these Syndra stuns.
Yeah, nothing bad to say about Alex's play all 3 games, honestly. Had a really good game on the Akali, but his Syndra game in game 1 was fine. His Syndra game in game 3 looks like it's headed that kind of same way. He seems...
The Syndra stuns where it's like, you know, it's basically OG Vel'Koz geometry.
Yeah. But yeah, it seems like he's very competent on the champion and very comfortable on it. Oh.
Honestly,
trying
I'm
to
amazed
just
that.
chain some stuff together, but I don't know that it matters even if he hits that one. So
I'm just amazed it didn't hit.
Clifford and Paradox gonna go ahead and take down Yield. Rift Herald at 9 minutes. I think that's the first Rift Herald of the series that our team hasn't immediately jumped on and contested. So
Yeah, even in game 2,
course change.
They like surprisingly had both.
Yeah.
I wonder, this game, will we actually... I feel like we have never seen the second Rift Herald.
Ragnarok hit. This is now going to be dangerous. Vbon just buying time to get Zadox up here. Gets the slow through and the flash away from the smoke screen. Means that he'll stay alive. King Clifford's here. He's got Cyclone available. Paragax really wants to get to the minion wave and heal back up just a little bit, but it's not going to matter. In comes the Stand United as well. Oh, doesn't get the knockup, but dives into the turret on accident. A couple more autos. Zadox finishes him off, gets the double kill. X-Craze gets a knockup onto Alex. Trying to turn the script on this one, just takes the full unleashed power, and he's fine as he gets the solo kill.
Nico is best decision.
And now he can turn into a cannon minion. Just what you want.
Ideal.
He missed the other cannon, which is very sad. Got his own, but missed the other.
You don't need to farm cannons when you can become one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
That's you know, that's in like chapter 4 of the Art of War.
I'll keep that in mind when my shutdown gets down to, you know, 50.
The value of a cannon minion.
Yeah.
Just play Nico, and that way, if you can just say that your gold value is meant to really accurately make them think you're a cannon minion.
I had a Shen or a Zillion in one of my ranked games. There was his 80 carry just not doing very well, and was like, "Why didn't you ult me, Zillion?" He was like, "Can't ult a cannon minion." Just. Very cool. Vbon trying to scrap this one out with Paragax with a little shield from the W that he got for some reason during his mid-scope. Going to help him pick up the kill with the help of your mom in Sky. And now Consideration worried about a little bit of a dive as King Clifford is here. Zadox also here, so The 3v2 looks like OME going to give up the tower for the time being. I guess they're fine. Just going to take one tower shot.
Yeah, it's okay. It's fine.
X-Trace is really looking for it. Flashes for it for the Pop Blossom, but the counter flash from Alex means that he'll get out to safety. They'll take care of that last tower plate. This is some tough sledding on this tower now. King Clifford has more than enough time. In comes the bullet time. That's pretty well timed, actually, to make sure that they're tanking the tower the whole event, and it's going to be a 2-for-1 at the end of that one. The shutdown goes to consideration, which is exactly where you wanted that to end up, and this is blazing the cake, and Jimmy just overextend a little bit. Get a little too greedy for that full magic resist and armor plated tower.
Yeah, when all three people are standing there when the plates are falling, towers get a little thick. Meanwhile, Rift Herald charge.
Yeah, meanwhile, Shelly going to take care of a couple of plates. They didn't quite get that third one, which is maybe a little disappointing for King Clifford, but do you think he's named after the big red dog? Zadox is sticking around. He's got a big level advantage over both of them. Consideration is here as well. They get the Stand United in, and here comes the rest of the help. Zadox on a rampage as they do take down King Clifford. It's a double kill for Zadox as they finish Consideration off as well, and somehow the Nautilus is the one that decides, nah, he's out of there.
Consideration sort of kept walking forward maybe a little longer than you should have once you knew the Shen was coming. Nautilus was out of there, though. Nautilus,
He remembered at any point you can just hit the bricks. He's out of there. Dragon gonna go to ROTM. Tower in the top lane to Paragax, though. He got left alone with that one. He'll take care of all the tower plates as well, so pretty strong boy on the Olaf. He's got his stride breaker, and he breaks the stride immediately of Vibon as he's stuck underneath the tower.
breaks his stride, but doesn't break his ankles. Vibon still has the fancy feet. He has been doing a phenomenal job, in fact, at dodging the axe's undertow. Is that the name of Olaf's axe? Mm-hmm. Why is it called that? Like, I get that Olaf's a Viking, like, design-wise, but lore-wise, he's really not a Viking. I mean, he doesn't have anything to do with boats, so why is his thing called undertow?
Because his lore's been changed 3 or 4 times. He originally was just a Viking.
Yeah,
and then
so
they were like, yeah, but we don't have those. And he's like, I guess.
Just change the name of the ability.
They don't really do that.
I know, and it's so odd, because of all the things that don't matter to playing a champion, the name of their abilities is perhaps
but
highest.
Boy, if Lux mains weren't upset when they changed the name of the ult from Finale's Funkin to Final Spark.
Yeah, because Finale's Funkin was cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I find it not cool, but that's okay. I wanted to
Well,
highlight,
that's not
before he
very
gets solo
Funkin
killed
of you.
right now, how great of a job Vibon's actually done in this lane. Like, this is a very hard matchup, and even though he's down 30 CS, like, 0-2 and 6 is a very good scoreline for Chen to have. It'd be nice if he had a little bit more farm, but, like, he's doing a great job weathering the storm, and eventually he'll be able to turn this around on Olaf. Not yet. Not for a bit, but eventually.
Eventually I'll hit him with the Finale's Funkin. You know, I think I slightly cursed Vibon. I mentioned that he was really dodging all the undertows, and now he keeps getting hit by them. I shouldn't have said anything.
Rift Herald number 2 is going to go over to Return of the Middlesticks. Zadox has Sheila. And immediately going to drop it mid lane, actually. He finds King Clifford. Your Mom and Sky is close by as well as Alex. Just a huge amount of damage though onto King Clifford. He used the Nautilus ult to try to disengage. Vibon is here as they're looking to dive underneath the tower. They'll take care of the tower. They'll take care of the Syndra. And the winner's bite chase from Jimmy is able to pick that one up. They'll get the dive in from Sheila as well. And 2 towers.
Also, have you noticed that have you noticed Brahm's Mythic?
He has a Shrelius?
He does!
Pog. We got an enchanter after all, boys.
I was gonna say.
Xanox is godlike as they just eliminate consideration underneath the tower. There's so oh no.
Oh, Nautilus double kill.
You know, if he had a tank mythic, he was fine there.
Yeah, but if he hadn't bought the Shirelias, they might not have gotten the chase down onto King Clifford.
Anyway, it's a double
That was-
kill for your mom in Sky, who now has the most kills on OME Storm.
That was what made me press tab to check the mythics. I was like, who bought Shirelias? Because I was like, oh, maybe X traced it. Maybe it's Shirelia's Nico? It was not.
No, Shrelia's Braum.
Does it proc on Brahm's W? It shouldn't, right?
What does it proc on? Empowering or
Or,
protecting?
no, I bet it does.
That's very...
Brahm's W is an empower.
Or a protect. This is the big 1v1 that we've all been waiting for now. It
Meanwhile.
should go pretty well for Paragax, and it is. But here comes Blazing Cake to try to... Oh, he just flashes in for the Stridebreaker kill. Now trying to tear his way through Chimmy, just not quite enough damage there. And now big Braum ult actually helping turn this one around. Chimmy's pretty low, but it's not going to matter as they get the stun.
Again.
Meanwhile, X-Craze gets the solo kill up in the top lane on Alex. They'll get the chase down. It's 4 kills cross map for Return of the Middlesticks. They're having their way here in game number 3.
It almost looked like Nautilus was going to walk that one out, but unfortunately, Zeri has a bit of move speed when she gets going.
GG
When
Easy Mayo has pointed out it also procs on Font of Life. So
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That one I knew it procced on. I just wasn't sure if it procced on his W.
yeah, I would imagine it procs on his W.
Yeah,
I don't know
it
that
must. I assume that's why they called it Empower or Protect instead of Heal or Shield.
Well, this is
Although,
a bit of a pickle maybe for RTM to be in. Your mom and Sky poking in. They just don't really have huge health bars right now. So even if OME Storm wanted to fight this, I don't know that they really can. V-Bond just walks in to tank some damage and help zone everyone out. The Nautilus ult not doing a whole lot to really help. In comes the movement speed from Jimmy's Shrelias. It's a big cyclone from King Clifford, but there's just not that follow-up damage that's really coming through. X-Craze is low, burning down. He'll eventually get shut down by the MF. This is actually going pretty well for OME Storm thus far. Stun from Alex going to land. Blazing Cake gets the stand united. And the big turn with the Shen. Cake gets taken down by the Wukong, but Zadox and V-Bond are left alive. They'll finish off the Nautilus. Consideration and King Clifford trying to flee, but they're just going to be traced down by Graves. He's got the little move speed. The Make It Rain is going to maybe be enough for Consideration to get out of there. Yeah, no ult. I think he's fine. He's got the strut. He's on out, but 3 for 3 in that fight is much more even than it had any right to be, really.
yeah.
Yeah.
Was MF's W... Sorry, this is totally unrelated. Was her W ever called Guns Blazin'? Was that the original name of the ability?
I don't know.
Because Strut used to be her passive, and then they made Love Taps her passive.
Oh, a little interrupt on the recall of V-Bon. I don't know. This is a weird fight. V-Bon's going to die. Zadox is still fighting his way through this one. He takes down Paragax. He's still alive, but Alex is the one that was collapsing from the top. So shutdown going to Syndra. A little bit of an overstay there from Zadox and V-Bon. And yeah, handing over a little bit of extra gold to OME Storm. It's not the cleanest closeout that you would hope if you were a Crowstorm fan, but they still have a 6,000 gold.
They do indeed. Sorry, I just got a weird text.
Oh, X-Craze was a minion.
Oh!
Oh!
He surprised us! We got to see the Nico things!
That was the Nico thing! He did the Nico thing!
Nico,
I wish I had a better call for that, other than just being surprised that he was there, but... well done by X-Craze, he did the Nico thing.
He Nico'd.
I feel a little bad for consideration. He's still 5 stacks to go on his cull.
Oh, is he? When did he buy that call? Well, I guess he had.
About 95 CS ago, so about 50.
Well, that's what I was doing the math on.
Would have been his first back, probably.
That's a little feels bad.
Person who doesn't feel bad right now is Zadox. He's now got his Lord Doms to go with his Collector and his Yumu's Ghostblade. He's just kind of flaunting authority by standing in front of this minion wave.
Yeah, it's a little scary to look at the 9, 2, and 7 Graves and the 8, 2, and 6 Zeri.
Yeah, as it turns out, when you get to this point as Graves, you can just kind of commit war crimes and no one can really do anything about it. There's no tribunal.
Remember when the Tribunal was a thing? Take to the forums and punish your fellow League of Legends players.
Yeah, and you got IP for it. That's
What
how
a
I
time.
bought some of my early champions in the game.
Oh.
I also got the Refer a Friend bonus, which doesn't exist anymore. Zadox is caught. It's going to be a little unfortunate for him. Who's going to get the kill? It's consideration. So, nice pick from OME Storm. They lose a tower in the bottom lane, but they'll take the pick on Zadox, I'm sure. They're going to lose this tower maybe in the top lane. They're going to find Jimmy, though. So, it's all kind of evening out. And if you're behind, you know, being even is good. I was going to say, got the Refer a Friend bonuses, got the really cool Medieval Twitch and Grey Warwick skins, and then they just gave them to everyone. And they didn't give you anything extra for having done the Refer a Friend. So,
Yeah. Don't worry, they made chromas for them.
I referred 25 people to League of Legends, and all I got was nothing.
Hey, I got Honor 5 last season. I have the recall, and I didn't get the token, so I don't have the new Malzahar skin. And I'm still sad.
That's really weird.
Yeah, I could believe, okay, maybe I somehow missed the window, but the fact that I did get the recall and didn't get the token is strange to me.
Did you tell support?
No, I haven't bothered to. Having seen the skin in-game, I'm not that sad. The splash art made it look really cool.
You don't want your big 3 honors Malzahar? It's also weird that it's 3 honors, not 5. I mean, it kind of makes sense, because you can only honor people for 3 things, for some reason.
Yeah, but...
Never added it in. I need a... Well, here's a big fight. Blazing Cake's just kind of tearing through everything. He's still full health in the back line. Zadox picks up 1 kill. He'll pick up 2. He's got a double. He'll get the big knockups from X-Craze to help finish that one off. And once again, he's probably stolen someone's Penta, but he'll finish off a second. And it's a full house this time between Zadox and X-Craze, and they'll walk it in down mid lane to end the series.
You might call it a sneak up.
Yeah?
You also might not. You might, in fact, never say that.
I might break your kneecaps.
What's the skin line? Mafia Nico when?
It's not Mafia anymore. You can't say Mafia. It's Prime City.
No. She's just the fixer Nico when.
Well, the game is over. Return to the Middlesticks. Crowstorm gonna win. They pick up an extra kill on your mom and Sky at the end, and games 1 and 2 or 1 and 3 not particularly close at any point. Yeah, I don't know that I have a huge amount really to say about them.
No, sort of every game had was like, you know. Oh, there's some insight.
Every
Both
game
games,
was like, you know, yeah, absolutely.
they were really close until like something happened, and then suddenly they weren't close, and just sort of snowballed from there. And this game was similar. It's just that the thing happened at level 1, and Zeri started the game with a double kill, and it sort of went from there. But even for that, it wasn't a total stomp. There were close moments. It could very easily have gone the other way.
Yeah, it felt like game 2 at least. There were some definite moments moments that ROTM like stuck in fights that they shouldn't have. They got a couple of picks. They turned the balance a little bit, but other than that, we had 3 kind of snowbally games. But yeah, that's gonna do it for us here tonight. I'm gonna pitch it over to Metashift. I think this is one of the other divisions. Yeah, it's a Xenon division. So go support Metashift. Say hi to Meta if he's there, and we'll see you Friday for the re-debut of the Premier team as they start their ACL campaign. Not the anterior cruciate, unfortunately. It's Aegis.
Don't tear that.
Champions League. Yeah, don't tear that. Keep your A through ZCL intact. Bye.
Hi.